Hello everyone. Today we'll be grinding the crankshaft. Crankshaft Gazelle 402 engine ZMZ402. I measured its connecting rod journals and there's only a 0.01 mm wear. So we don't need to touch the connecting rod journals, just the main journals. Here you can even see the scoring visually. And you can see it here. You can see how much wear there is. You can even feel it with your finger. But the micrometer showed minus 0.07 millimeters, so almost a tenth. A bit more in some places, a bit less in others. That's why I'll only be grinding the main journals. I'll just sand the rod journals a little with sandpaper, and that's it. Well, in order to start clamping it in the machine, I need to remove these bolts and take off the gear. We take a puller from the Soviet Union and remove the gear. We'll need the bearings to support the center here. So, before grinding, we dress the wheel and the bearings. Apparently it hasn't cleared out yet, so we add another 10. Alright, that's it. I've leveled the stone. Now I'll need a clamp like this. Alright, that's it. I've clamped the shaft. I had to tinker a bit and make some adjustments here. So, I've installed the dial indicator right where the timing gear sits. Let's take a look. You see there's some runout. Well, 1/100th of a millimeter, basically. That's no runout. 1/100th is acceptable. Alright, next we check the first main journal in the spot where there's no wear, where the bearing hasn't been. Let's take a look at the reading. Alright, we see there's no run out. That's the reading. We check the 5th main journal as well, in the spot where there's no wear, where the bearing hasn't been. Because on the bearing there will definitely be wear, there will be run out. That's the reading. So, as we can see, it's also 100. Well, now let's check the reading. The average reading, the main journal, the reading. You can see there's more run out here. The reading, and the needle rises exactly where the wear is. So we can assume that the shaft was a bit bent from the start. So we can see there's still somewhere left here to be continued, So we see that our shaft was normal. The standard is 64. So now we need to do the first repair, which means 63.75. So here we see 63.86. That means I still need to take off 11. Why is that? 86. 86. So my first neck is ready. Let's check it. And we see 63.75. Let's move on. Exactly, I never do it. I always make it 100, 1.5 less. All right, the second neck is ready. $63.74. All right, the fifth main neck. $74. $74. So all the necks are polished. Now I'll take off a little, literally 100th, so as not to remove all this oil groove thread, but to even it out, because there's still some run out, about 100th. Now I'll remove a little bit of the oil seal packing. That's it. The shaft is ready. Oh, and of course I'll also face off a bit for the flywheel, just a little, literally about 5, 7, 10 hundredths. actually, there was even a bit of wear from the packing. You could see it. So the oil scraper thread, even the knurling is still in place. Okay, next I need to face it off and then I faced it a bit for the flywheel just to make sure the axes are perpendicular so the flywheel won't wobble later. That's all. Now I'll wipe it down and go over it a bit with some fine sandpaper. Since I ground the shaft a bit, cool. These edges where the oil channels are have become sharp, cool, and they can scratch the bearing shell. Cool. So I need to chamfer them. Like this, now it's good. How it was, how it is now. Alright, the shaft is ready and this is how it looks now.